ice that's so thick that it's just, it feels like it must go to the bottom of the lake. It just actually doesn't, but it feels like it should. Well, there was an animal. Well, you probably know it. It's a bear. Everybody knows about bears. They're cute and they're pretty, and if you spend any time at all in North Carolina or Tennessee, you'll see them everywhere because people buy lots and lots and lots of bear stuff. But if we go further north up to the Adirondacks, there are still lots of bears, but they're not so cute. And they're cold a lot of the year. This bear, now I didn't tell you, but back in the day, the bear was a very proud animal. The bear would walk around through the woods and he'd puff himself up, and you know, he'd expect you to look at him with great admiration because he was the bear. His coat was black and sleek, and his eyes were wide, and his claws were long enough to just tear the ground to shreds in search of grubs or whatever else he was hunting for. The bear was a thing to behold, and he had the longest and he had the prettiest tail in all the woods. Mr. Bear was very proud of his tail, and he'd go around, he'd kind of show you his back end a little bit and say, "What do you think of that? How do you like my tail? Some tail, huh? Yeah, I've got a tail." And he was like that, and he kind of got on people's nerves. He was a real pain in the tail, you might say. And he'd go around like that, went around like that, went around like that. There was another animal who had an equally beautiful tail, and that was the fox. And the fox was very proud of his tail as well. Long and red with a white tip, but the bear made fun of him. And said, "Your tail ain't got nothing on mine, foxy boy." And that's the way that went. Well, the bear did okay. In the spring and the summer, Bossy and I were talking about how long is it, you know, warm in the far north. And up home, we used to, the first safe planting day was June the 15th because you could experience a frost right up until then. And the first killing frost was before September. So that's how long the growing season up there was. And so the bear ate and he ate and he ate blueberries, strawberries. He ate berries of all sorts. He took the bark off of trees. He caught the fish in the lake. He ate all summer long, and of course he was very, very busy showing off his tail. Where the fox, someday I'm going to get that bear. Someday I am. And that's the way it went. One winter came along, and it was a cold, miserable winter. Oh my goodness, it was cold. And it got so cold that everything froze solid. And if you didn't lay something aside, then you weren't eating. And if you ever been through an 8-month winter without eating, you can imagine that people were just not too happy. The bear, being one of those people, would walk around the woods, still very proud of his beautiful long tail, of course, but he was hungry. He'd think about eating tree bark, but he'd eat that in the fall. And he thought about digging up the ground for worms, but the ground was frozen solid. There weren't any leaves, there weren't any ferns, there was nothing to eat. And that poor bear was hungry. One day, there comes Mr. Fox coming by. He's got his arms out like this, and his arms are filled with fish. And the bear looks, "Hey, what you got? What's it look like I got? I got supper. Can I have one fish?" "No, of course you can. Can I just I've got a mama fox waiting at home, and we got little baby foxes, and this is supper. I can't give it to you. But he says, I'll tell you what. You show up right here tomorrow morning, and I'll take you out onto the lake, and I'll show you how to catch fish for yourself. And the bear was going to be hungry another night. He realized that, but he said, one fish? No. All right, tomorrow, right here. And so the bear showed up early in the morning, shivering and shaking and wrapping his big tail around him. And Fox showed up, and he'd slept all night in a nice warm den with Mama Fox and the baby foxes. And he was full, and his stomach was still poochy. And so you want to learn how to fish, big boy? The bear says, yeah, don't be a wise guy. So all right, come on. So they walked out through the woods, and they walked down to the lake, and they walked out onto the lake, and the bear said, see that over there? What? It's a lake and it's frozen. Go over there. So see that little depression? Well, he walked over closer, and there was a hole in the ice that had barely frozen over from the day before. And the fox said, right there, that is exactly where I caught those fish. And if you want to catch them, I'm going to tell you what you have to do. The bear said, okay, all right, tell me, what do I got to do? And he says, sit next to the hole. See, you're crazy. I'm not sitting next to the hole on the ice. You're crazy, it's cold. He says, it gets better. Wait and see. He says, sit down, and so the bear says, all right, I'll sit. This better be good. So he sat down. And then the fox said, now, I know you're not going to like this, but you got to take your tail, and you got to put it in that hole. And the fox, meanwhile, had broken the ice out of the hole and brushed it away. And the bear said, you're crazy. I am not going to do that. I am not putting my beautiful tail in that hole. It's cold. What about cold? Don't you understand? Do it or don't eat. Come on, one fish, no fish. Okay. The bear kind of squidged next to the hole. Hi, buddy. And he took his tail, and he took the tip of his tail, and he touched the water, and it was so cold, and he went, it's cold. Oh, I can't do this. He says, you do it or you're not going to eat. He says, you're going to put your tail in the hole, and while you're sitting there, you're going to twitch it back and forth, and the fish are going to think it's some kind of something or other, and they're going to go biting at it, and you flip them up on the ice. The bear said, yeah, sure, yeah. Okay. So he sat there, and he did. He caught some fish. He caught a few fish. But you know, that day the sun came up, the sun went down, and it got dark, and it got cold, and the bear kind of huddled up inside himself, and his poor tail was in the pond, and the frozen water, and you know, that ice was seizing up, and he was shivering, and he shivered himself right to sleep. Next morning, Mr. Foxy, he gets up, and he says to Mama Fox, think I ought to go check on that fool bear? And she said, well, I think you should. So, how about a little breakfast? Okay. So Mama fixed him some breakfast. He had some breakfast. About mid-morning, Foxy gets out of the house, walks down to the pond, all the way through the woods, and there's a hump out on the ice. And it's a big hump because it had been snowing all night, and it had covered it up with snow, and there's a little bit of a contrail coming off the top, a little bit of steam, and that was the bear. He was asleep there on the ice, covered with snow. Lucky if he hadn't frozen to death. And so the fox comes up, and he sees a few frozen fish on the pond, nods to himself, and he says, well, come on, bear. Come on, bear, time to get up. Take these fish home. Bear did not move. He brushed some of the snow off the bear. He yells in one ear, hey, bear, it's time to get up. Bear did not move. Now, this could be a really sad story, but I won't go there. He said, oh, this stupid bear. He is fast asleep. What am I going to do? Finally, the fox goes and he kicks the bear in the behind. Now, mind you, it had been a particularly cold night, and that hole in the ice had frozen over again, and the bear's tail was in the hole, down in the water, through the ice, and the fox kicked him. And the bear went, whoa! And he jumped up. Well, that is to say, most of it jumped up, everything jumped up except his tail, which stayed in the ice, stuck to the ice. And he said, he knew immediately he was missing something. He felt it, my tail, my tail, my tail. And from that day to this, poor Mr. Bear has had no tail because he left it in the ice. And that's the way that story goes.